Wait, so you're telling me that there is a movie starring Wednesday Addams and Bilbo Baggins? Well, this must be amazing! What the fuck was that? This movie stars Jenna Ortega as 18-year-old high school student Cairo Sweet. She's a big fan of reading, and that's why she's taking Mr. Miller his literature class. Mr. Miller is surprised by what Cairo is reading.
Oh, boys are too lazy to read porn.
As a guy, this quote gives me a dilemma, because I have to either admit that I'm dumb or say that I'm reading smut. I leave the answer in the middle. Mr. Miller is also surprised that Cairo has read his failed novel. Cairo is basically a spoiled rich kid, but it is not all great because her parents are gone a lot of the time. I'm sure they did this to give her a character and not so that they would not have to write characters that disapprove of the inappropriate relationship that happens later in the movie. Cairo, her best friend, is Winnie. The girls talk about that Cairo has not made anything of her life. Winnie then suggests that Cairo should seduce Mr. Miller while she seduces the milk coach. Besides Cairo, her disgust for Winnie her plan, Cairo and Mr. Miller do grow closer. He sees her talent and becomes a mentor for her. They start to hang out before school and after class, already getting a bit too close. In the weekend he invites her to a poetry reading. This doesn't have to be bad.
Stay, illusion. If thou hast any sound, speak to me.
Ew, this is gross. I know Cairo is 18, but there's still a fucked up power dynamic here. Winnie also notices that Mr. Miller is getting closer to Cairo and lets Cairo know in a subtle way.
Mr. Miller, I just love the decadent.
Okay, enough.
Cairo is putting this theory to the test and leaves her phone in the bag of Mr. Miller. He decides to bring it to her and they kiss. After that, the screen turns to black, so we do not know if something more happened. For the final exam, Cairo has to write a story in the style of her favorite author and she chooses a smut writer. We see the characters in this story visualized by Cairo and Mr. Miller, and damn, it gets graphic. Because we watch Mr. Miller pleasure himself to the story. Well, he really liked it.
This is inappropriate.
Well, at least Cairo takes it well.
You thought you were gonna be hot shit, didn't you? You can't blur the lines and then expect me to see a boundary when I suddenly cross it. It means you weren't brave enough to be better.
To make Mr. Miller jealous, Cairo uses Winnie. They make a kissing video and send it to the coach. This is maybe the scene I have the biggest problem with, because it's not needed. That scene does not serve any purpose besides getting fucked up horn dogs to watch this movie. When this doesn't work, Cairo goes to the head of the school and gets Miller fired. Cairo even sees this as her greatest achievement, and that's where the movie ends. There's so many things that I hate about this movie. I think its biggest problem is that it does not know what it wants to be. It's not raunchy enough to be smutty, but it does not have enough commentary to say something about how bad the age gap is. Cairo's also a victim, but they portray her as a manipulative person that in the end is the bad guy. That's not how it should go. It has been a long time since I watched a movie I hated this much. But hey, if you liked it, good for you. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and come back next Wednesday for another video.